the wreck at Pocono in the 19 car where it ripped a motor out.
Yeah.
There's small cult group following or whatever that believe there's video evidence of something nefarious. I don't know really what they think happened or what they think NASCAR's hiding from them. That there's just something that happened in that wreck that NASCAR doesn't want anybody to know about. What in the world is that?
All right. So with the Pocono wreck, there is nothing that NASCAR is hiding. The reason there's not a good picture of the wreck, where I hit at is too far off the track. Like there's no camera angle for it. And what I'll tell everybody at home, if you've wrecked as much as I have, when you wreck, you know how hard you're going to hit something. So what happened is a wreck on the backstretch. I slow down. My actual teammate actually runs into me and hits me and pushes me across the grass, and I'm just sliding. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm just going to nose off this wall here. It's not going to hurt. And so I'm just kind of bracing up a little bit, and all of a sudden, when it hits, it hurt. And I'm like, what the God? I was not expecting that. I had no idea the fence made a V with the earth behind it, keeping it where it wouldn't give any. And that hurt. I was bruised up all over, black eyes. But there's nothing about that wreck that was, guarded or censored anything from NASCAR. But there is a wreck I'm involved in.
Well, what injuries did you have from that wreck?
I was just bruised up.
Yep.
Just bruised up really bad. Just hurt, ribs. Nothing broke, but
did you get out and see the engines?
Yeah.
Over here.
When I got out and saw the engine and I was just hurting so bad, I just kind of laid on the track and just waited for somebody to come get me.
All right.
I was just out of breath.
What is the wreck where there is some video evidence that NASCAR's hiding?
Okay. So in 2000...
We're going to get in trouble with Big Brother here.
No, we're not going to get in trouble. At 2000, I'm not going to get in trouble. I don't do anything anymore. At 2000, I wrecked at Michigan in practice.
Yeah.
In happy hour. In the Wood Brothers Sitco car down the front straight.
How did that happen?
Somebody had broke a piece. They say a piece of exhaust pipe fell off. Mm-hmm. I'm going down the front straightaway, and all I heard was a boom. But it blew the right rear tire. And when it blew the right rear tire, the right rear quarter panel blew straight out like this. So it made it like a wing of an airplane. So when I went this way, it went straight up. And I was actually higher than the catch fence in Michigan. And that one hurt.
You flipped and flipped and flipped.
I flipped and flipped and flipped and flipped.
All the way down.
All the way down the front stretch and landed into in the grass. And Kyle Petty was the first one to me.
What'd he say?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember him being there because this is after Adam and all. Mm-hmm. So, and I just remember Kyle Petty being there. The next morning, I walk into the garage and NASCAR.
Wait a minute. Did you remember getting out of the car?
No.
No.
I'm going to tell you what's really going to happen. I'm going to tell you the whole story right here.
All right.
So the next morning, it's race morning. That was happening.
Are you going to race?
That's what I'm going to tell you.
Damn.
Get to it. NASCAR calls me to the trailer, and we go in there, and they have a video of my wreck, and they show it to me, and they say, that'll be the last time you ever see that video. I said, because you're higher than the catch fence, and we don't want to really just show that to everybody. Everybody don't need to see that.
How much higher?
The whole car length.
Yeah.
I mean, I was nose down, and I was higher than the whole catch fence.
Shit.
That's how high I was. So we're getting ready for the race. And
Are you hurt?
I have a headache.
Uh-huh.
I got a bad headache. And a guy comes in, and they say, Elliott, we need to do a concussion test. I said, okay. We're up in the hauler with the Wood Brothers, and Eddie and Lynn are up there. And, we don't know if we need to have somebody on standby or what. I'm good. I got a little headache. I'll be fine. So we do the concussion test where you do your hands and arms and all that. Well, I fall out.
You fell over.
I fell over. And I'm like, what was that? Like, dude, you got a concussion. And I'm like, I'll be all right. Once I get in the car, I'll be fine. Yeah. I'll be sitting down. I said, I tell you what, let's do the concussion test again.
Sitting down?
No, I was still standing up. But I said, hey, let's do the concussion test again. All right? So I'm thinking I can do it this time because I remember how we did it. Mm-hmm. Well, he does it a different way. He screwed me. He does it a different way. Well, I fall out again. And they're like, well, what do you want to do? We got Morgan Shepherd on standby. Well, you knew back in the day, you don't want anybody else to get in your race car, right? You want to stay in your race car. So I drove that race. the whole race in 2000, and I ran dead last, and I don't hardly remember much of that race at all.
Yeah.
It was a bad concussion. And I tell you how bad a concussion was. The Wednesday after the race, I'm at home eating lunch with my mom in a booth. You know, you sit in a booth at a restaurant booth. I lean back like this to stretch, and I fall out.
Fell over.
That was on Wednesday.
Yeah, still didn't have your balance.
Still didn't have my balance or anything. So that's how bad the concussion stuff was from that. And we didn't know as much about it then, of course, as we do now.
I don't remember the year, but I remember this like it was yesterday. Texas, you blew a right rear or a left rear tire. Left rear tire.
Left rear. Tore my shoulder all to pieces,
Talk about that. So nobody knows about this.
How did they not know about that?
Well, I mean, you never hear anybody talk about it.
Yeah.
But this had to have been the most painful
It hurt so bad.
Because
The
you drove
For the tire strap?
Yes.
You drove the car to the garage, and what I want people to remember when they pull this up and look at it, you pull into the garage because everybody's like, okay, you're going to get your car fixed, get back out there, whatever. You come out of there like you're getting stung by 1,000 wasps.
Right. I had blood going everywhere.
Yeah.
So
what happened?
The left rear tire blew, and then it comes apart, and the tread is out, and it's acting like a whip. So every time there's a revolution, it was hitting me in the shoulder, and I'm like, ow! What? And it tore, it tore all the aluminum and everything out inside the car. And I was like, so what I had to do was stop, loosen my belts, and move out of the way and drive it the rest of the way in.
Jeez.
But it got me about 7 or 8 times hard before I could get the freaking car to stop.
Right.
And when I took my uniform off, I went up in the truck because I'm hurting, and it looked like I got whipped, by steel belted, and I had blood, just pouring off my top of my shoulder and everything.
Damn.
It hurt. God, that hurt.
Yeah.
That's a little bit about Elliott Sadler earlier in the show, but take a look at this instance on the track and this incident on the track, and what happened afterwards is very bizarre.
Unbelievable. Watch there. We see that's just a bump from Sterling Marlin to the 21 car. And then we heard that Elliott Sadler was in the hospital. There we see him pushing the car back to the garage area. What in the world is going on here? I talked to Elliott Sadler just a little bit ago. That punctured the left rear tire, knocked the air out of the left rear tire. In trying to get the car back to the pit area, the left rear tire came apart, started beating the body. It tore the quarter panel off, the roof off the car, the rear window on the left side out of the car, and finally part of that tire got to Elliott Sadler and beat him on the shoulder. Part of that tire hit him on the shoulder about 4 times, and he thought that it had separated his shoulder. Now, he does have some, what they're treating as second-degree burns on his shoulder. He's not able to drive at Talladega this week testing in the car. Morgan Shepherd's down there testing the car, but he said he feels like he will be ready to go to Martinsville. The tire came apart and beat Elliott Sadler almost to death.
Now that's bad luck.